hit record.
All right. Hello. Fictoan Pressing, doing an unboxing with Mr. Alfred Mannarino. We've did about 30, about closer to 40 books in a pre-screen. So not sure why they shipped the way they did, but
Yeah.
one batch came back a few days ago and new batch today, right?
Yeah, you were telling me that because I think for the pre-qualify we sent 43 books, and they put it 25 and then the remainder in another. So they basically sent it in 2 batches.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. I mean, even if you ship in 500 books, that's how they do it as well.
That's nuts. I wonder what actually happens. Like, would they literally would send you like 10 boxes?
Yep. 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Yep.
I guess. Listen, they're not even
no.
good. They're not even good at sending 25 books, let alone more than that. So I don't even know.
Yep. And there'll be separate graders too. You can tell the way they actually go through the process. You'll see 3 out of say 10 orders will go into scheduled and then grading, and then the other ones will go in later. And they always have like little tick marks or a different signature of how they do it. For instance, rather than peeling open the back, they'll splice it with a knife. Some guys will actually peel it, so you got a different grader if one guy's using a knife and the other guy isn't. But anyway,
I've only got the knife guys. I've never gotten the peel back guys.
I've gotten a couple peel back guys, and unfortunately, sometimes, hopefully CGC doesn't watch it. Those are the books that come back damaged, especially if you're doing Mylars. So if anyone's watching this, stay away from Mylars. They're tougher to get the books out.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes, not only for us, but that grader, and that grader doesn't have a dog in this fight, if you will. You may have hundreds of that book. They're like, just another comic book.
Exactly. Well, no peeking again. We're going to cut this open fresh. And I guess I'll do the little promotional thing. So if you haven't seen part 1, where we unboxed 14 9/8 graded books, and then we went through the 11 that didn't make the cut. This is 17 books. I do not know how many are graded, so this is going to be interesting. But yeah, you can go watch part 1 on the Fictoan YouTube channel.
It'll be up there tomorrow. Well, I guess it'll be there. We're kind of time traveling here. By the time you see this video, it's already there.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of 17. I guess I can't complain there.
Yeah.
So these are the 6 that didn't make it. And we're gonna go. Okay, I'm trying not to peek, but at the same time, I don't want to I don't want to start with like the best book. So we'll just do this because it caught my eye. This was a cool one. I don't know if you actually partook. That's not a word. I don't know if you were in this Kickstarter. I've never really done a lot of comic book Kickstarters or any. But when I saw this one, I got an email about it. I was like, this is awesome. So this is the Virgin edition of The Boys #1.
Nice.
Which is a dope book. So I can't say that a lot of these are on the census. I know that they had a CGC option and even signed options, but
was it after the show or after the initial release, I should say?
Yeah, it was in like celebration of the show, basically, like the success of the show. The show, like, I think it was a little before season 2, like really when everyone was like, this show is amazing. And it is a great show. If you haven't watched The Boys on Amazon Prime,
love it.
Awesome.
Love it, love it, love it.
So yeah, what they did was they did the first issue, the first appearance of the 7 and Homelander, which I think is number 7, and then the first Stormfront, which has 2 covers, but they only did 1 for the Virgin cover. So let's do some.
Well, any Boys fan has to have the Virgin.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't have a copy of The Boys 1, the actual one. I I have the first appearance of the 7. I have actually 2 copies of that. So this is
Yeah.
technically my only copy of number 1. But I
There we
figured
go.
some fire would be nice right here. Ready? Big bam.
Yeah, Riri.
First reread. Again, another book, and we talked about it the first video. It was like,
Yeah.
this was a book, once I found my first copy, it was over. Like I kept finding, like,
Yeah.
I went to a show and I ended up finding like 5 copies for 5 apiece. And I was like, I should hold on to these. I even flipped a few raw. And then once it skyrocketed, I was like, I need to grade a couple of these. So
Yeah.
I think this is my last raw copy that I graded. So
I think when we talked about it, I was picking them up for $20 a piece. I wish I can go back.
oh,
Gosh.
yeah, I picked up my first 7 right from my local comic shop. He always had, like, it was really easy to dig for stuff, but everything was cover price. So even if you found gold, it was cover price, which was nice.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. I don't know what this is. I can't really read it. I'm kind of blind. Oh, finally. God, I love this book. Damn, another PC book. All right, this one's really cool. So
Okay.
this is Hawkeye.
Oh, nice. That's the second or third print.
This is the David
Really?
Aja, AJA. I don't know how to say his last name, but the reason why this is cool. So this is the first. It's not first Kate Bishop, but it's her first solo series. Sorry for the glare.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is her first solo series. The reason why it's so cool is because David Aha, or whatever his last name was, he was the artist for the Matt Fraction run that was
Blew up.
basically
Yeah.
why Kate Bishop is so popular and the spawn for the show itself that's coming out on Disney Plus. So this was like a 1 in 50 variant, I believe, or 1 in 25. I've never seen it before in my life. I found it at a show for like 10 or 20 bucks. And I was like, I have to have this just because I'm a huge fan of that run. And then once they started saying like, oh, they're going to do something Hawkeye related, this book went nuts. I don't know where it's at now, but it's a cool book. And to see it as a 9.8, very, very cool.
Oh, yeah. I've hunted for that one and I've come up 0. So let's my laptop doesn't die. I'm gonna check GPA here.
This is a better box, I think. I'm gonna just throw this out there. I think this is better than the first video.
So if you're watching this one without seeing number 1, box 1, just go to the last 2 minutes and you get the best book on that one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's a lot of build up to that book. This is another cool one. From the first video, we talked a lot about Jessica Cruz. Again, this girl has a zillion keys. This is another key of Jessica Cruz, which is Green Lantern 20, which is the first appearance of her at, just Jessica Cruz. It's a ready for this? First appearance of Jessica Cruz in a 1-panel cameo, in parentheses, face not revealed, last Jeff Johns issue, wraparound cover. So there's a lot going on. It is cool. It's a really nice wraparound. But it's a dope book because it's a really cool cover. It's the finale from the new 52. It's pretty hard to find. And there's a black and white, like 1 in 100 that's really popped off since. I just kind of want all of her keys. Again, she's really weird, like kind of like a Kamala Khan, has a zillion different keys. First appearances, cameos, all that stuff. This was just an easy flip right here for me. I found this on the wall of a comic shop that I've gone to maybe like once a year. It's a terrible shop. Sorry, shop, but really bad. Not a good place to hunt. No good wall books. They're just like a general like new comics kind of. But this is the secret variant for crossover number 1.
Nice.
I love Kate's and Jeff Shaw. If you guys have not read God Country, that's such a great series. And I'm still hunting for a date cover of issue 1. But yeah, this looked like a cool series, and I'm like, oh, that's the secret, because if you look really close, the book different. The cover of the book is different. The secret cover. All right.
So the AHA, we're down to the last sale is about 178, so it's matching the 90-day. But I mean, as soon as
what was it again? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
178 is the last, and then 174 is the 90-day, but you know that's going to pop right back up as soon as we start getting
for sure. This is, so I think I talked about the last video. My favorite author is Brian K. Vaughan. So Why the Last Man.
Yep.
Was the other book that he literally had? Oh, Saga, obviously. He has another show in development, which is really great. It's called Paper Girls. So this is Paper Girls.
Okay.
Solid key that you can still find like relatively cheap. I would say like maybe in the $20-$30 range.
Yep.
And then like 9/8 are like a little over 100, I believe, at this point. But I think it's going to be on Amazon Prime. This is, I mean, his books are so accessible. Like this is a book that you can give to a non-comic reader, and they would be like, "I'm in," because the way to describe this is Stranger Things meets like Back to the Future, because it's like time travel, but it's set in the 80s. Like very nostalgic, very cool book.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a handful of those at CGC. I got lucky and grabbed a few of them, but I hadn't read it. I got to get better at that.
Right, so the last few books are just fire. So I really don't know where to start. Like I really don't.
That's a good thing.
Okay. That is a good thing. All right. Let's go this one, because this one was one that I questioned you about. So you can talk about the maybe the cleaning process and the pressing on this one. So a book that like everyone wants, but there's like literally no news about.
Oh, Bloodstone, sweet. Nice. That is a really tough book. It cracks really easy. It's a different stock too, if memory serves. It's a tough one to find. 2001, so it's just that era of weird Marvel book.
Back cover too.
White back. Yep.
Did you have to clean this one? Do you remember?
I cleaned up a little bit on it. It wasn't too bad. It's more really, it was just the black flakes, which looks like dirt. So, but they come right off with the right tools. So, $4.95 was the last sale on that bad boy.
Wow, that's sick.
So up $75 since the 90-day average. So
yeah, it's a book you do not see in high grade. You know, in the groups that we're in, when we see that book, it's raw, and it's raw for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gone just as quick regardless. So
this one, I mean, there's a lot of fire here, dude. Okay, this one is it has to be a PC because of the type of collector I am, and I'll explain why in a second. So this is Star Wars Legacy #1. This is an Adam Hughes cover, but the reason why, and they did not write it on here, I guess they don't do that from time to time, is it's the newsstand.
Oh, get out of here.
So this is the newsstand of Star Wars Legacy #1. This book is, at the time that I was sending this in, going for over 100 raw.
Yep. I didn't even realize that. I shouldn't even say it, but I didn't even realize that was a newsstand.
Yeah, the dead giveaway is if it says Star Wars Presents. So in the Dark Horse, like, you know, the Dark Horse, sometimes they'll say Dark Horse Presents or Star Wars Presents. Like there's, I think there's a newsstand of the first Ahsoka. It would say that. They're pretty hard to find books.
So as just a standard 9.8, not doing newsstand, $6.85 90-day average. Last sales dipped a little bit. So your newsstand that year frame 2006, gosh, you might have, that might be $1,000 book right now.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on with this. So, you know, first Kate Skywalker, first Darth Krayt, Death of Another Skywalker. It's an Ostrander written book, but it's also a Hughes cover. So you get the Hughes fan. I'm a huge collector. I collect all of his covers. I literally have like almost 2 short boxes full of just his covers.
Wow.
Yes. So, man, where do we go from here? All right. Oof, I don't know. There's 3 books left. They're all fire. like literally straight fire. I don't know where to start, and I think I know how to end it. So I'll start with this one, I guess. My God, I love you, dude.
Yes.
I love you.
I love good news. Yeah. Even when you sent it, it didn't blow up to the point where we are right now.
I don't even know where this is at now, and that's just the ignorance in me.
I think 650.
This is a book. I don't remember how I got this. I know that's weird, but I don't know how I don't remember paying. I know it was cover, but I don't remember getting it off the shelf like when it came out. So it must have just been like floating around somewhere. And, this book probably shouldn't have gotten a 9.8, but it did. I'm not going to jinx it, but I'm just so happy it did.
66. Last sale, 666.
Oof.
Better sell it.
Okay.
That's awesome. I sold 5 of them when they were $30 a piece.
That's depressing, but you do that all the time. And listen, anyone in the space does that.
Yeah.
We sell early all the time, and then we sell late, and it's better to sell early than sell late. Okay. Both of these books are legit fire. I guess we'll continue with the tradition of the last book. So I'll probably sell this one. I think this will put my son through college.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So this is the 6th printing of number 1. This is like the bloody footsteps and the dagger. This is a legit
970.
Sorry for cursing, but oh my God. Holy crap. This is a great book. I mean, listen, this is why I use Fictoan. My God. Cover price, by the way. Got this for cover. This and the 5th and 6th I found at a local comic shop. Still on the rack. Last copy of each.
Oof.
Well, we're at the end. So
okay.
I don't know if we should go through the 6 that didn't make it first and then save the last one, because it's pretty nice.
I can't imagine what's in that box.
I know, really. Me neither. I know one of the books.
Yeah.
Actually, I know 2 of the books because of just remembering what was in here. Yeah. So,
970.
Dude, Ooh. I have to legitimately think about that. My wife would be like, sell it. Sell it.
Yeah. Gotta pay for the drapes you've got there. Those look nice.
Those are cheap. Okay, let's see. Dude, this book refuses to get graded. Okay. So this is the one that refuses to get graded. 316.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is a 9.6, and we just have to accept it. So I think it's going to go in the next non-qualified. This one I knew, unfortunately, was not going to make it. The number 9.
Yeah.
I had 4 copies of this. I had 4 copies of this. We're going to talk about selling too early. My God.
I had a 9.6. I sold it for $225 right before it blew up. Wah, wah. Oh man.
You had high hopes for this one too.
I still do. That's one you keep trying.
We're gonna keep
until
trying.
You get it. Yeah.
As mentioned, the 5th printing of Something to Kill Children. Carnage.
The EPA on that one's down to about 250 for the 5th. So.
Carnage, Wonderful Life. Just because I have a 9.8 of
Mind Bomb,
and I want to match it.
Yep.
And then
a local artist for me too, Kyle Hotz. Really nice guy.
I have to check that out. And then first
Brain Noodle. Yes.
number 6.
Mind Bomb, Brain Noodle. Damn, Kanan, that's number 6.
Yeah, so both Kanan didn't make it. So we're gonna try those again. Hope for the best. All right. Fire.
All right. I can't even imagine what's last. Gosh.
Okay. I paid up for this, and I actually asked you before I bought it. I said, would you pay this amount for this book? And you said all day. Like you literally said all day. So thank you.
Sounds like
You were 100% right.
Oh, yeah, of course. Love that book. Love it. Love
Man,
it.
I
I have
love
one.
this book too. So Strange Academy #1. This is the Opina variant. It's the homage cover of Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. Yep.
And yeah, you made my night because this is so cool.
Well, I don't, this was a good pull. Let me check GPA. GPA, I want to say popped up to about 8 for this guy because I was tempted to offload my copy. So I picked up mine for 35 when it came out. So
That's
there's
great.
that.
Was it a 1 in 50, right?
1 in 50. Oh, damn. Last sale, 1,100. 90 day, 915.
My God. So this order, I think, crushed the first order.
Head and shoulders, even with the Captain Marvel 14.
I mean, if people are ever considering going through pressing, I highly recommend. I mean, we'll talk about Fictoan in a second, but first of all, do not go through CGC. It's not that they don't do a good job. It's gonna, like, you're never gonna see these books again.
It's gonna be a minute.
They take forever. I remember waiting like 6 to 8 months total for a batch, something crazy like that. So it really does pay to get them pressed, though, clearly, just from the money that we've just been talking about the last like 4 books, 5 books. But yeah, I mean, again, Tom does a phenomenal job. He not only provides updates for you, but he also gives recommendations like, hey, I think these ones specifically need to be cleaned. I think these are, to be honest, they're not going to make it. Send them through it anyway, hope for the best. But, you provide those updates, which are very helpful, and the results speak for themselves.
Some fire, man. Those are solid books. I would have liked the second reread, the 1 in 25, to be a part of that group, but
we'll get there.
Can't win them all, I guess.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Again, a book that I never saw in person, and then found one at a show. It was at like a Holiday Inn kind of show with 2 dealers, and they literally put it on as a big like blowout. Like it's like if you and a friend of yours took over a Holiday Inn and just like blew out your whole store. And that's what these guys are doing. And it was in the bin for $10. I think at the time I probably could have flipped it for like 100 raw.
Yeah.
It was not like it was pre Ironheart rumors of like, the MCU, Disney Plus and everything like that. So that book is like, it's a ghost now. It is a ghost of a book.
Yeah, I see a lot of, I shouldn't say it, I see it, a lot of them. I see once in a blue moon, they come through, but they're 9.2, 9.4, 9.6. And I still, no, you want to grade it, even if it's got bad spine rub. They're just so few in between. Just grade it.
For sure. Well, this was amazing. Again, can't thank you enough. I have a whole new batch of books ready for you, including some of these that didn't make it. But I was thinking to myself, I don't know if I'm going to go the pre-screen route. I think this time I'm going to just trust your instincts on, putting them over the edge. And then, some come back 9.4, 9.2, whatever. I'll just, either flip or try to pass them through again. The real question I'm trying to think is, do I send my only UF4 signed to the Clayton Crane signing? Question. It's very expensive.
Like one of those weird books that even though it is Crane, he only did the last 4 pages.
I know, but it's more about trying to get it to that 9.8. It's a 9.6 right now.
I haven't had good experiences with sending books in for signatures. I don't know if you remember my Venom 3 third prints. I had 2. I had 1 9.8 and 1 raw, and my raw was nicer than my 9.8. They both came back 9.6s signed.
That's nuts.
I lost about $100 minimum, just my cost, $100 per. And then of course it was right when it was blowing up, so I lost all the potential revenue for a 9.8. So
yeah, I sent a 9.4 to get pressed, graded, signed, sketched at Scotty Young, and it came back a 9.4 pressed, graded, sketched, signed. So I'm like, what happened here, guys? Because I don't think you pressed it.
yeah, I can't confirm or deny that.
No,
but yeah,
Anyway.
you're at their mercy with Yellow Label unless you know someone. And anyone who is watching who does need a presser that can do verified labels, I do have a local guy that I know. He does low volume. He's a great guy. Actually, he's my old presser, believe it or not.
Nice.
Before I got my own. So, but he does verified labels. So I mean, if anybody has any questions, just shoot me a PM and I'll be happy to provide contact info for that. So
before we sign off on here, why don't you show them some of the volume you got going on, if you can, if you don't mind.
For book sales?
I mean, just show them like what you're dealing with, because they're seeing 17 books here. They're thinking, oh, this guy's a small potatoes.
Well, this is the unsold from.
My God.
Roughly about 2 weeks ago. So this is what I picked up from CGC. Some more over here, and that's the unsold. So the sold are being boxed up right now as we speak. My lovely missus is listening to me talk while she vigorously packs things. So she hasn't killed me yet, but I have a box cutter just in case she changes her mind. So, but
she'll probably end up using the box cutter on you.
That's what I'm implying. Absolutely.
I know.
But hey, listen, actually, cool thing. We're doing kind of bit that bullet thanks to you. We were talking about shows.
Yeah.
And me and Alfred talk about it every couple of days or so. Usually just PMs, shoot the shit. And he's like, man, with as much slabs as you have, you should do your own show at a con. I was like, there's nothing in this area. And then 5 minutes later, somebody posted all of the cons in your area, and it just happened to be a Florida guy. And I was like, man, there is one in Tampa, which is my backyard. I mean, it's 20-minute drive. Next week. So we ordered signage and shirts and hats and tchotchkes, and I got the booth, which was incredibly affordable. So I'm gonna take the show on the road, pass out some flyers and whatnot for pressing, and do a little networking and hopefully sell some slabs. So
awesome. And what I recommend is taking your camera or your phone and doing a little video, whether it's live through Facebook or through the YouTube channel. Make sure you get some so it's free advertising right there.
I love it. It was great. I don't know why it didn't cross my mind like that would be a viable thing. And it's like, man, there's very few LCS comic shops, much less collectors that's the stuff that's for sale. I mean, the stuff that's really not for sale is everything in the brown boxes there.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be bringing some of that fun stuff, but very few have, 500, 600 slabs like I do. I need some of these. So thank you for your tip.
I'll tell you. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. I'll tell you.
Need the box cutter? Oh, which boxes? Oh no, that's new stuff. So sorry.
No
yeah,
worries.
no, she's pointing. I thought she needed the box cutter. I was like, it's on video, baby.
No, I was gonna say, I'll tell you right now, like when I go to there's like a local show, there's a company like New Jersey comic book shows, and they do like 2 or 3 monthly shows in the vicinity. Nothing like in my hometown, which sucks. They used to, but they don't anymore. But yeah. I see guys who bring slabs, and I see guys who bring like monster keys, but I've never seen your volume at a show like that. So I think people are going to be like blown away, especially because you're gonna be doing prices that are just stupid. I'm sure, in terms of blowing out stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping that it's successful for you, and I think it's going to give you the bug, and you're going to want to do like one a week, especially in the summer when they're kind of just like all over.
Well, it's funny. I got the list and I sent it to a couple of guys from Derek S. Slinger, you know, as being a mod admin. So he lives in Ocala, which is about 2 hours away. And we've met up for lunch. He's like, "Oh, I'm probably going to come." And I was like, "Hey, there was some Ocala shows too." I go, "But I'm going to avoid that area because you know what kind of riffraff they allow in their city." And he's just like, "You know what?" You can imagine what he said after that. But like, I'm going to avoid Ocala. No, but there's some great shows coming up. So, and there's one pretty large in Florida. Obviously, everyone knows where Orlando is. It's where Mickey lives. But MegaCon, and that's big dollars for a vendor spot.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. That's in October. So we'll see if I can build up to make that rock. So I have you to thank for it.
Listen, anytime. I consider myself an idea guy, and even if it's not for myself, I'm always just thinking outside the box for other people too. So, but yeah, man, thanks again for doing this. This is fun. As I said in the first video, I'm very vain and like to show off, and this is the only opportunity for that. Because if I did this on like my Facebook, people are like, "What are you doing? Shut up." So this is great.
Last thing, Kelmick was talking about the double cover. Like I was mad that the exterior cover was a 9.4, interior was a 9.8, still a 9.8, the way double covers work. He's like, "You're kind of complaining about it, but you're doing it in the most braggadocious ways ever." And I read it, I was like, "No, that's fair.
No,
that's fair. That's fair." So thank you, buddy. I'm so glad. That was really good news. Man.
Just one more time. Just one more time. Let's look at that.
All right, dude. Open a 1 in 50.
Love it. Why don't you do some plugs and send us home?
Pressing. So there's 2 main Facebook pages. There's a couple new websites also. So my pressing site is just Fictoan, Fictoan.com. I'm finishing up a Shopify site, much like how most comic guys are doing it. All these slabs are going up there too. I need to move some volume, so it's currently in draft status, ready to go live. That'll probably be there by the end of the week. So that's going to be just fictonecomics.com or fictone-comics.com. I don't know what's available as far as domains. Current turnaround time's about 3 weeks right now because I went on vacation and came home to my PO box with an unbelievable amount of books. So I'm playing catch up right now, but hit me up on both those pages. I do monthly sales. I grade just about everything under the sun. So I've always got a slab for somebody. So well below GPA, but the main business is still pressing. That's my love. So thank you, Alfred. You're awesome as always, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye, buddy.